Okay, the most important short questions for the 10th class biology for the board exams of 2022 are from unit stomach and lenticels, functions of nasal cavity, functions of mucus are very important short questions. Then the difference between the respiration and breathing, what is the diaphragm, trachea, symptoms of pneumonia and asthma, acute and chronic bronchitis, and the effects of smoking are the very important short questions in the chapter 1. From chapter 2, homeostasis and example, difference between the osmoregulation and thermoregulation, pressure filtration, tabular secretion, glomerulus filtrate, lithotripsy, renal cortex and renal medulla, kidney transplant, dialysis, and the kidney stone and its systems. These are the very important short questions in the chapter number 2 of the 10th class biology book. From chapter 3, coordination and the name with its types, ganglions, spinal cord and its function. Components of coordination, difference between stimulus and receptor, this is very important, difference between a reflex section and reflex arc, somatic and autonomic nervous system, myopia and hypermetropia, define hormone and endocrine system, pituitary gland and its function. This is very important. Then from the chapter number 4, skeleton and endoskeleton, difference between flexor and extensor, this is very important. Osteocytes, number of bones in the axial and appendicular skeleton, types of joints, difference between the tendons and the ligaments, this is also very important. What is the bone, difference between the compact and spongy bone, and osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is very important short questions. Then from the chapter number 5, reproduction and its types, fragmentation, multiple fission, parenthocracy, benefits and disadvantages of the vegetative propagation. Endospores, pollination, self-pollination and cross-pollination, this is very important, and the alternation of the generation. From the chapter number 6, what is a trait? This is very important short question. Define heredity with the example, codominance and incomplete dominance, difference between the genotype and phenotype, this is also very important. Then the difference between the dominant and recessive allele, difference between the gene and allele, artificial and natural selection, this is very important. The difference between the homozygous and heterozygous allele, and the difference between translation and transition. This is from the chapter 6. From the chapter number 7, define ecology and community. This is also very important. Define ecosystems, define mutualism with an example. What is an acidity and give its effect? This is very important short question. Predation with the example, difference between the food chain and food web, difference between ecto and endoparasites. This is very important short question. Difference between the nutrification and denitrification, and what is symbiosis. Then from the unit number 8, what is biotechnology, single cell protein, what is fermenter and give its advantage. Purposes of the genetic engineering, what is the recombinant DNA, define fermentation and alcoholic and lactic acid. From the chapter number 9, define pharmacology and give its relation to the pharmacy, vaccine and vaccination, narcotics, hallucinogens, sedative and its harms, and the difference between analgesics and the antibiotics. These are the important short questions for the board exams of 2022. And